Is the worst part of real estate.
Do you guys really want to know?
We'll tell you. Here's the secrets.
So what's one of the things that we both share the same common
worst parts?
Yeah. So what would you say one of your biggest things are?
Number one is unrealistic expectations. Yeah. I couldn't, and that is in both the loan product, the interest rate, the house people are getting, what they think they should get it for. It's probably our biggest challenge is unrealistic expectations.
How far your dollar will stretch. I mean, usually when we start the process, the first like 3 or 4 times out is really just to kind of get an idea as to what you can expect in each town, because that looks so different,
Absolutely. And I think it's that old, champagne taste beer budget, and a lot of people,
which we all have.
And people will say things to us like, well, my friend got.
Oh, I love that. My friend said.
Yeah. And you're like, your friend could have got something completely different than you because it's a different town. They make a different amount of money.
Oh, it's a different day.
It's a different day. Rates have changed. So unrealistic expectations is definitely the number one worst part of the job.
Yeah. And then I would say kind of in like tying into that is when clients, for some reason, think that you're maybe not on their side because maybe they don't hear what they want to hear. So sometimes, when you have to deliver news that's not the greatest, they just assume that maybe you're not fighting on their behalf. And that couldn't be further from the truth. There are so many dynamics in our industry where we have no control over things. All we try to do is kind of package everything up and make it easy for the client.
Yeah, absolutely. Mistrustful clients are really hard. And it's hard too, right? You're like Googling things on the internet, you're getting information. It's not always accurate. So people come and they say, well, I heard this and you're telling me different.
Yeah. Or my contract said, and then I talked to another attorney.
Yeah. And mistrustful clients are really hard. We are on the same team.
Yes.
And our goal is to close your deal.
Yes.
So we're not going to do anything to hinder that.
No. Yeah. And our job is to make it as easy for you as possible. But sometimes there are things that are like full blown out of our control.
Absolutely. So what is another worst part of the job for you?
Letting clients down by letting them know that maybe they didn't get the house. It's funny. I was talking to one of my clients the other day and he was just like, he's awesome. And he's like, I feel so bad for you. And I'm like, why? He's like, how many people do you have to call on the regular to be like, your first offer was not accepted?
You're like, that's every transaction right now.
Right now it is. And it's funny. I was telling him, I'm like, I didn't really think about it that way because it's so rewarding when we finally do find the perfect place to call home. But I'm like, I don't know which is worse now or like back in 2008 where I would leave people's house crying saying like, you have to pull money out of your retirement to close. And like, that was really heartbreaking too.
Yeah. And I'm probably the same thing is that, people apply for loans because they want to buy a house. So the worst news for me to deliver is you can't buy a house. Now I'm really big on, I never tell people no. I tell people not right now because there's a solution to everything. Sometimes the solution is time.
Yes.
Sometimes the solution is money. Sometimes it's co-borrowers, it's fixing credit, but there is always a solution if people are willing to work for it. But it's still so hard that, especially people who like have to get out of a rental or have a housing situation, or sometimes we're put in a bad situation by somebody else. I sometimes get parents who took out $200,000 worth of student loans for their kids and now can't qualify. I've got moms who co-signed for kids' cars and can't qualify. I've got
all the co-signing. People don't realize it impacts them as borrowers.
Absolutely. So letting clients down is definitely a big one.
Yeah. And then also with the rates going up and down, you have no control over that.
No control.
And you might be qualified for X today and tomorrow it could look very different.
Absolutely. So what is our last thing here?
So we all have to work together in a cohesive environment. Your lender, your realtor, your attorney, your home inspector, the other side. And sometimes one of the pieces of the puzzle doesn't fit so well.
I would agree with that. We do really need all the parts of the transaction to work together. And when you have a transaction that's working well, except for one part, and it could be any of them. It could be the realtor, the lender, the attorney, the insurance agent, the client, the seller.
It could be you.
Yeah.
If you're not getting stuff back,
it could be anybody in the transaction, but it's really hard when you have everyone marching towards the goal line, but you have one person who's either blocking you or is going off into left field or is just doing something they shouldn't be doing. It's probably one of the most frustrating parts because you're like, the end is here.
Yeah.
We can see it in sight, but
I'll pull it together.
Yeah. Something's happening that's preventing it.
Yeah. So I would say that's probably the top 4.
Yeah, the top 4.
Yeah.
So real estate is great. We love it,
Yes.
but it's not always rainbows and sunshine.
No, but we're here to make it as sunny as possible.
Absolutely.
Thank you for watching.